Tonight, more criticism for PG&E following our exclusive investigation. This time it's coming from a former director of the CIA.
Last night we exposed questionable security at PG&E's regional power plants. These are the facilities that provide our power and some say are target for terrorists.
Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski continues our coverage. And Tony, any response yet from PG&E in all of this?
Raj, not since our report last night. An investigation that has exposed potential holes in the utility's security net. Failures that contributed to last year's attack on San Jose's Metcalf substation. Failures exposed during last month's break-in at that very same PG&E substation. This time with security on site.
It is surprising that they haven't done more at this date.
He served as one of the nation's most powerful federal energy regulators appointed by President Obama.
I think that should be a wake-up call, hopefully, for this utility, that they have not adequately protected these substations.
You have a very serious vulnerability in the transformers, and they're the heart of the system.
He served as director of the CIA, appointed by President Clinton.
Overall, it looks like there's essentially no security.
Both Jim Woolsey and John Wellinghoff have robust resumes in government and public service. We asked both men to review the findings of our NBC Bay Area investigations. 14 unannounced visits to 9 of Northern and Central California's most powerful and critical electric substations.
So I've been out here 30 minutes and haven't had anyone ask me any questions.
Many have called last year's attack on San Jose's Metcalf substation a game changer. More than 100 high-powered rifle bullets destroyed 17 transformers and shut the substation down for nearly a month. Not officially labeled a terrorist attack, but several high-ranking federal officials have speculated it may have been a trial run for a more significant attack.
Did Metcalf scare you?
Oh, it scared me to death. It still scares me today.
Why?
Because it's evident, at least from the reporting that you've done, that we have not taken substantial steps to, in fact, protect the physical security of these facilities.
Since the Metcalf attack, the two former Washington, D.C. power brokers have pushed for an overhaul of security of the electric grid.
This is about the survival of the country and our society and our way of life. It's not about the lights being out for a day or two.
The level of risk and damage is so high that we should act very quickly.
And that's the critical question. How quickly has PG&E reacted in the 17 months that have passed since that successful attack at Metcalf? We observed and checked the PG&E security net during our unannounced visits.
So here we are, standing in front of the substation with a wide open gate.
We're outside another major facility. This is a thermal imaging camera. It helps identify the hot spots.
Staying on public property at many of the facilities, we were able to get close to several substations and transformers for extended periods of time without any questions or action by on-site security.
How intimidating is the security presence you've seen so far?
It wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop anything. I mean, it wouldn't.
He's a military veteran with 20 years of experience in special operations. He's trained to identify risks and vulnerabilities. He observed the security net and reviewed the findings of our investigation.
Metcalf could be repeated across all the sites that you showed me in less than 15 minutes.
Government reports dating back decades show these risks are not new. Our research located this 1990 report to Congress that included electric power systems are vulnerable to saboteurs with explosives or high-powered rifles, and major metropolitan areas and even multi-state regions could lose virtually all power following simultaneous attacks on 3 to 8 sites. And finally, utilities are taking some steps, but generally consider the risk to be too low to warrant large expenditures.
You're the former special agent in charge of the FBI.
Yes.
Would you call PG&E security right now high-level security?
Yes, I think for our critical facilities, we have high-level security there, yes.
PG&E's senior director of security points to upgrades that include 24/7 guards at critical substations, enhanced security cameras, and around-the-clock remote monitoring.
Our security is not overly visible to somebody just on the outside of the fence.
We received a fence alarm.
But the promises to increase security ultimately failed to stop this break-in last month. A full 17 months after that high-powered, multi-round rifle attack on the Metcalfe substation, vandals cut their way through perimeter fencing. Undetected, they entered the property and stole construction equipment.
We certainly, didn't want this situation to happen. We want to get to the bottom of it.
Here's why the brazen break-in raises even more questions about the quality of PG&E's so-called high-level security. It happened in front of those enhanced security cameras with 2 on-site guards and crews reportedly monitoring Metcalfe from an off-site security center. And it went unreported for 5 hours.
Well, I think since it was at the same site and it was only separated by 18 months, that ought to be a matter of some embarrassment.
We work every day to make sure that our security is in place so that we don't have another Metcalfe.
PG&E's director of security made that statement 9 days before the most recent security failure at Metcalfe.
Can you tell me today that the attack on Metcalfe will not happen again in PG&E's area?
No, I mean, I can't guarantee anything, right? But I know that every day we are working hard to make sure our facilities are safe and secure.
The most recent break-in at Metcalfe and our investigation have both exposed vulnerabilities at critical electric substations. Now, 2 former high-ranking government leaders are pressuring PG&E to respond and tighten its security network.
Has PG&E done enough?
No. They certainly have not done enough at this point in time.
From your vantage point, have the utilities moved fast enough to address security issues post-Metcalfe?
Not only have they not moved fast enough, to a very great extent, they've not moved at all in any appreciably important way.
Troubling?
Very.
PG&E says it will spend $100 million over the next 3 years on enhanced security. But nearly 18 months after the Metcalfe attack, the utility declined to tell you how much it has already spent. Also, state and federal lawmakers are in the process of increasing the security responsibilities on PG&E and other utilities. And in Washington, D.C., the Federal Regulatory Commission recently approved new standards forcing utility companies to assess substation vulnerabilities and make upgrades. The question we will continue to ask, how long will this take?
It's a critical question and some critical answers we're looking forward to, Tony.
We're going to keep an eye on PG&E.
Thank you.